Ladies and gentlemen, how the devil are we all doing? It's the Gonad, and in this video we're going to be building this, a gift shop based around the Nuka World on Tour event. Simply fantastic. Now then, before we can even start thinking of building, we need to find a location, don't we? And I don't know about you, but I think it'd fit in perfectly where that new giant mole rat spawns. You know, the one that's on steroids and doesn't move halfway through the battle. Now obviously I'm aware you can't build here in adventure mode, so before you start, you know, losing your shit, one angry person in the comments, just listen to me. Just listen. The world I'm using has default building restrictions, so you could put this anywhere your buddy wanted on the map. Anyway, enough talking, let's get into it. First things first, we need to build an octagonal camp blueprint. If you've never heard of this, don't worry. TNG's got your back and I'm going to show you how to make it. It's really quite simple. And the way we started off is by making a cross. Now, you do need quite a decent size area to do this. I always like to use the White Springs. It's flatter than Naomi Campbell's chest and there's big open areas where you can do this. So yeah, once you've finished, you should be left with something like this, and we can move on to the next step, which is placing foundations down between the points of our cross in a diagonal fashion. Yeah, something like that. Can you see it? You can? Absolutely fantastic. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Now, you may struggle to get this perfect. You may not be able to get every foundation at the same angle. Just don't worry. Relax. Don't let it bother you too much. As long as it's all roughly the same, you'll be absolutely fine. The only thing you really have to worry about is the heights of the foundation. Try and keep them even if you can. But other than that, just do your best. It's a game after all, and it's all about having fun. Yeah, that's the word. And we're all having tons of that at the moment, aren't we? Yeah, of course we are. Apart from the fact Harry Kane just killed a pigeon, but that's fine. Once we've got all our little diagonally foundations down, we need to move the points of our cross forward to match up with them. Does that make any sense? Well, it's gonna do if you watch the bloody video. Now, this bit is an aneurysm inducer, and it can be rather frustrating to get right. But again, don't worry, just fandangle it around until you get the corners of the foundations touching each other. Accuracy is not required, but no gaps is 100% required. And once you've got them all into position, this is what you should be left with, a giant imperial symbol. Absolutely fantastic that, isn't it? Beautiful. Now, all we've got to do, mon petit fleurs, is move this middle foundation up to our outer foundations so we can place walls down the right way. By that, I mean wallpaper side facing inwards. Now, for this bit, I'm going to try and use the new free cam, and while it is pretty cool, and I can see where they were going with it, I just can't use it properly. It's a nightmare. You press L2 and R2 to rotate an item like you usually would, but instead of doing that, you either shoot into the stratosphere or dig down to China. I'm not going to lie to you, I feel like a one-legged man tap dancing at this point, and that's not something that any guy should feel. Unless you are, of course, a one-legged man trying to tap dance. In that case, more power to you. Good for you. Now, at this point, I'm going to overcomplicate things and place down the Nuka Cola trampoline in the middle. You don't have to do this, it's up to you. You can just use a rug to cover the gaping hole that's going to be left. But as you know full well, guys, I am indeed a masochist, and I enjoy causing myself pain in this game, which is already quite painful on its own. God, I just love it. Apologies for that mild outburst. Anyhow, if you've done the right thing and not put your trampoline down, by now you should be ready to move on to the next step, and that is putting down half walls on top of our full-size walls. So we're left with something like this. Beautiful. And from here, we can move on to putting some roofs down. Now, when we try and place them, it's going to want to put them inside of the build, but we want them to be, you know, on the outside of the build. So just simply place down a roof piece where it wants to go, and then snap another one to it so it goes on the outside of the walls. Absolutely fantastic. Something like that. Jesus, I really am struggling with this free cam. I don't know why, but it's really a pain in the arse. I'm not enjoying it. But let's be positive. We need to stay positive. Right then, once you've done, you'll be left with something like this. And now we can start making the blueprint. And this is really easy to do. Just select the piece that you want and click grow erection. Grow selection. I do apologise for that little slip of the tongue. On PlayStation, it's R1. On Xbox and PC, no bloody idea. Anyhow, once the old structure is a pale shade of blue/purple, not quite sure what that is, create yourself a new blueprint. Once you've got that done, find yourself some room for activities and test out your new blueprint. If it's all gone right, the roof pieces and the foundations should suck in and make a perfect octagon. Well, it's not going to be perfect if you follow this tutorial to the T, but close enough. Now we can move over to our own little piece of heaven in the ash heap and start, you know, doing the build 4 minutes into the video. When you get there, place down your new blueprint. Now, we are building inside the giant roller coaster. There's not too many good building locations around here, so that's why, you know, we're stuck to this little spot. Just make sure when you put it down, you've got enough room on each side of the blueprint to put down 2 foundations. That's 2 foundations on each side of the blueprint. Thank you. So we're just going to stick down 2 on this side, like this, and we're going to stick down another 2 on the other side. Perfectly symmetrical. For more ASMR videos, tune into my second channel. No, I'm only joking. Now then, on these foundations we've just put down, we're going to put down 2 glass walls, and on top of them, we're going to put down the same half walls we used on our little octagon piece in middle. And again, we're doing this on both sides because it's perfectly symmetrical. Simply lovely. Now, on the back side, I'm going to be placing down half walls. You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to use the concrete ones. You can use whatever the bloody hell takes your fancy. There's really, you know, no limit to this. Once you've made the life-changing choice of wall option, then come inside and place down some Nuka Cola themed wallpaper. You could use white, you could use red, you could use Nuka Cola wallpaper. It's entirely up to you. I'm using white and red, and that's why I've used half walls. Stripy. Oh, it don't look half bad, that, does it? Now, flooring wise, we're a bit, you know, stuck for options on this one. Because of the unique way that we've built our octagon, our floors are always going to be undulating. So if we put anything down with a pattern, it's going to, well, undulate, and the pattern's not going to match up either, which is a bigger issue. So I'm going to be using shag carpet. Unfortunately, I've only got blue, green, and orange. And as the proud American that I am, I'm going to be using blue, so we have some nice red, white, and blue going on here. That actually looks familiar. Oh no. 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 In case any of you are wondering why I've got a dislike of France at the moment, it's because they knocked us out the World Cup tonight. It'll pass, don't worry. Agincourt, Waterloo, I apologise so much. I'm so sorry. Well done, vive la France. Coming up to our roof pieces here. Now, again, we've not got many options of roof we can put down. It's going to look like a hot mess no matter what we do. But before any of that, we're going to place down some roof pieces here in our little side wingy areas. Again, the same on both sides, symmetrical. We're also going to place down some stash boxes in the middle of each of our half walls as well. You'll see what they're for in a second. Again, do that on both sides. And on top of these stash boxes, we're going to place down these lights. Now, they're not going to go in with the stash boxes there, so just place the light down on top of it, move the stash box back, move the light forward on the stash box, and then move it up to the wall. And this is going to give us some nice overhanging lights. Again, you just need to do that on the other side. And while we're up here, we can place down some generators in our little roofy area. Simply lovely. And once they're down, just put down some roofs and enclose it all in. They'll snap down over the lights, no problems whatsoever. There you are. Not half bad, that is it. Now, we do have to address these foundations. They're sticking up a lot, but we can't use our usual underpinnings technique with the catwalks, and I'm too lazy to go underneath the mat. So just do what I'm doing, throw down some brambles and other shit, you know, to try and break it up a little bit. I know it's not perfect, but yeah, we've got to work with what we've got, haven't we? Oh, and I almost forgot, guys. Make sure you put some stairs in. How are people going to get in without stairs? Over the windows, we could put some of these canopies. I'm not too sure on them. You know, I like my builds to be quite clean when they're this style, but you know what, sod it, we'll leave them in and see what it looks like at end. How's about that? And of course, guys, the place needs a name, doesn't it? This is what I've settled on. Absolutely fantastic, if I don't say so myself. You know what else is fantastic? This. Yeah, that's it. Just keep doing it. Oh yeah, that's lovely, that is. Well, I'm just testing out my new first zapper, because at the back of the build, to break up the concrete, we're going to slap down some of these targets for people to empty the loads all over. I don't know what you think I were doing. Anyhow, for lighting, I think these ones fit in absolutely perfectly. I can't remember where they're from. I don't think they're Atomic Shop. I think they're a scoreboard reward, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I often am. Now, on the inside, I'm going to place down a shed ton of shelves, and it's because this new event has more trinkets than a pensioner's mantelpiece, and I don't usually, you know, credit Bethesda, but the ornaments that they're putting out and the decorations are absolutely bloody fantastic. They're seriously well detailed, some of them. And the best bit about them is they're free, and the events to get them are actually quite fun. You know what, Bethesda? Fair play to you. You have done a bloody good job on this new Nuka World thing. Fair enough. And while we're on the subject of freebies, Bethesda, can I have a free chair yet? I can't? That's absolutely fine, don't worry. Give me a chair! I think the last thing we need is a place for people to actually, you know, buy their items. And what we're going to do for that is a simple vendor counter using the Red Rocket bar pieces, I do believe. Yeah, that's that's the one. We've got so many of them now, I lose track. Simply lovely. And thanks to a wonderful care package delivery from the fabulous Reasonable Madness, go and check out her channel, links in the description. We can finish off the outside. As you can see, we've thrown down some of these Nuka Cola barriers, and we've got one of the giant Nuka Cola bottle balloons on the roof. Absolutely stupendous. Anyway, I'm going to fill it with some shit and show you what I came up with. Back in a second. There you are, you see. What do you reckon of that? Not too bad, is it? I really do love doing these theme builds. Yeah, really fun, this one. As ever, guys, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my Patreons and channel members. The extra support is much appreciated. If that's something that you guys are interested in, the link's down in the description, along with links to all my other socials as well. And I'd also like to say an extra massive thank you to all of you that are subscribed and that watch the videos. After that rather depressing video that I made the other day, the support in the comments was absolutely unreal. It really did touch a guy's heart, I'm not going to lie to you. It's kind of made me realise that I shouldn't focus so much on views and subscribers and all them other analytics. I should focus on what I started the channel for in the first place, making tutorials and having a laugh in Fallout 76. So again, thanks guys, I really do appreciate it. Anyhow, as we say it north, I will love you and leave you, and I'll catch you next one.